Oh Lord, pull up in that '04, pedal to the metal, says she wanna hit the flow more.
Yeah, I know. You're probably like a lot of Atlanta Hawks fans. You preferred Dejounte Murray over Trae Young. Okay, the offense last season, it flowed a lot better with Dejounte when Trae Young was injured. Okay, plus Dejounte, I mean, the dude had a career year last year. He had all those game-winning shots, but he's gone, and they kept Trae. I mean, one of those guys had to go. The 2 years they were together, it was dysfunctional in that backcourt. So they got rid of Dejounte. And, it's unfortunate, but, he had to go. Anyway, we'll talk about that in a minute. First, subscribe to Atlanta Sports Unlimited. Great sports coverage, okay, right here on this YouTube channel. Also, we're sponsored by Prize Picks. Tremendous fantasy game. You can win over or under and put in that promotion code ASU as Atlanta Sports Unlimited, 2 to 5 players. I mean, you will not be disappointed. Now, I know you're disappointed with Dejounte Murray here, okay? But here's the deal. Let's see. Dejounte Murray was making $17 million a year. Trae was making $43 million a year. Okay. So Dejounte was easier to move. But here's the other thing. I talked to all these NBA scouts, and they told me that this contradiction. They said that between the two, it would be easier for the Hawks to build a team around Dejounte. I just told you what happened last year when Trae was out. All right. But here's the thing. They said that because Trae can only play one way. He's got to have the ball. Okay. One scout told me you've got to have 4 other highly defensive-minded players around him in the lineup at all time for him to be successful and the team to be successful. All right. So you say, what's the problem? The problem is everything I just said. Because the same thing that I just said is why those same NBA scouts said that nobody else wants him in the NBA. There's only a very few teams and situations he can play for. And with that big contract compared to, Dejounte's contract, it was not going to happen. He had to go. But anyway, before I continue, book number 1, Miami University's Cradle of Coaches, Red Brick Magic. I wrote this. You got Sean McVay, you got John Harbaugh, and Red Brick Magic right here. You can sign up for that. But here's the big news. Okay, the big news is The Real Hank Aaron, my other book. The Baseball Hall of Fame flew me to Cooperstown this weekend. And it was a talk and a book signing, and they said that it was one of the best talks and book signings they have ever had. So you'll want to get this book, all right? The Real Hank Aaron right here, therealhankaaron.com, and I will sign this for you, all right? Just a great book. The Hawks, not so great. Here's the thing. Even though they had to get rid of Dejounte, they didn't have to get rid of him like this. I mean, Dejounte, look, when they got him 2 years ago, Landry Fields, who's the general manager of the Atlanta Hawks, got him by trading away 3 draft picks. 3 to the San Antonio Spurs, okay? They just traded him to the Pelicans down in New Orleans, and they got 2 draft picks in return. Well, they got some other players, but it's not worth mentioning. But let's see, just some quick math here. 2 is less than 3. That's not good. And then Mikal Bridges, he's a pretty good point guard. Not as good as Dejounte. The Brooklyn Nets just traded Mikal Bridges, who's not as good as Dejounte, to the New York Knicks for not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but for 5 draft picks. Let's see, 5 is more than 3, and it's also more than 2, which is what they traded. Anyway, if they didn't do these things, they wouldn't be the Atlanta Hawks.
This is my falsetto, wicked potion with the slow pour. This is my addiction, make me want to go for more.